Hello, today we are talking about what types of dreams show up during a Sagittarius moon. So at the making of this video, it's a new moon in Sagittarius, but this applies to full moon as well as when there is Sagittarius season. And to talk a little bit about Sagittarius in general, it's a fire sign and it's actually represented by the great archer, known as Centaur, which is half man, half horse. So this symbolizes our wild animalistic side, that symbol as well, while still remaining grounded. And the bow represents setting your sights high, aiming, and as you aim for those goals that you have, you need to pull back like an archer does to pursue that idea, aim and pursue. So that's kind of a little bit of the representation behind the symbols and the glyph that represents Sagittarius. So this energy is also very free spirited, is known as the gypsy or philosopher of the zodiac. And it's a great time during any Sagittarius moon to explore and see what you've been wanting to dive deeper into, what you want to explore and learn more of, because it's all about the higher education, is what Sagittarius is. It loves higher learning and anything that's going to help dive into self-improvement. So you can evaluate where you are in life and always keeping an open mind and open heart to see where you want to go, where you want to set that arch high to pursue whatever it is that you're setting your mind to. So you can ask yourself a couple of questions, such as, is there something that you are passionate about that you just haven't had time to study or explore more of? And how can you find some of that time for yourself to sign up for that course or take on that new adventure? Notice if there's some areas of resistance in that type of growth, and then ask yourself, what's holding you back? What can you release if it's a full moon, or what intentions can you set if it's a new moon? So the three type of dreams that I would say is a Sagittarius type dream is anything related to higher learning. So school dreams are very popular, but the type of level of school, I'm sure I've mentioned this in another video, will show the level of that learning. So in a Sagittarius higher learning, it would be something like being an apprentice to a mentor, in some type of spiritual type of school, or even college dreams, post-college, those types of higher levels will represent that higher learning. You can see what it's about, what shows up, what symbols you see around you, who the teacher is. It might be even your dream guide. And if you have no idea what a dream guide is, then you can download that on my website, thedreamingyogi.org. And it's a free meditation to introduce you to your dream guide. And I mentioned that because they typically show up as mentors or teachers, but they're not the spotlight. They are like sidekicks. So I share a little lesson on that as well as the meditation, but that just came up right now. So notice if there's some type of higher learning showing up in your dream, or if a whole bunch of books show up, or a library, because little symbols as well can, I don't know what my hair's doing, little symbols as well can show up as Sagittarius type dreams. So that would be the first one. The second one is if there is some type of travel or adventure somewhere in a foreign culture that maybe you have visited before and it's showing up again in your dream, or you haven't, or you've seen movies about or just read about them, but in your dream it's showing up as experiencing a different culture, going to travel long range. Though that would also be a Sagittarius type dream. And sometimes, on a side note, I find that past life dreams will show you places where you have visited in a past life, and you can tell if you see yourself in a different clothing attire, or it's you, but you see yourself differently, or that the person in your dream is like your mom, but in the dream they're your friend, because I feel like soul groups really do travel together between lifetimes. So that's a little side note when I think of foreign type places in dreams. For me, they're usually past life, but it really does depend on everything else and what the baseline of your dream is, and other markers too. And I cover that all in the Cosmic Dream Alchemy, how to tell when you're having a past life dream or other type of dreams. So that's the second one. The third one would be any type of religious or spiritual insights that show up. If you see a church, a temple, some type of healing institute or spiritual institute, those types of dreams may show up during the Sagittarius moon. And those are very interesting, especially if you're in a spiritual awakening or on your spiritual journey, which you probably are if you're watching this video and found my channel somehow. Then you can see what kind of messages, and I would see these more as spiritual messages, as it may be subconscious message, which is like telling you something, but it can be a download as well. So notice that. Any adventure type dreams, as a symbol, horses can show up as well. It seems kind of random, but of course that ties into the centaur, which represents Sagittarius. Or if you're in an arching range, I think I'm saying it right, like an arch shows up. Bow and arrow is what I've been trying to say this whole time. So those types of symbols may show up as well. So for a couple of recommendations for tools to use or essential oils, just in your day-to-day, if you're expressing, the low side of Sagittarius, or if you just want to boost these emotions, these practices. Rosemary is really good for encouraging you to explore new experiences and adventures, and it helps expand the mind to allow you to dig deeper when asking soul-searching questions. So Sagittarius likes that exploration and diving deep into that. So rosemary is good. I also love using rosemary just in general for, it's good for your memory. So if you're having trouble with remembering your dreams, or also just staying like alert and focused, and if you're studying for a test, or if you have to get a couple of things done at work and you need extra motivation, rosemary is great for that. And both lavender and chamomile together or on their own are great for stress and releasing tension, since Sagittarius can sometimes take on a lot because of that deep need to explore and expand. Like its ruling planet Jupiter, it's all about expansion. So lavender and chamomile will definitely help you release that tension. And I love actually adding the actual plant, like the lavender buds and chamomile, into my essential oils to really boost the roller blends that I make. So those are a couple recommendations. Let me know if these dreams are showing up for you, or what you're dreaming during the Sagittarius moon. And I will see you in the comments and in the next video. Bye.